Hey, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be shopping my stash for the month of May. It is the very end of April and it's time. This is not what I've pulled, by the way. This is from my most recent haul. All this stuff I have to put back into my makeup collection. This is the stuff that I need to pull out, that I need to decide, am I keeping it? Am I decluttering it? Are we keeping it in this rotation? Or are we putting it back into the rest of makeup population? So from here over, these are all the products that I pulled during I guess it was April's Shop My Stash, or was it March? Might have been March. Regardless, it was the last Shop My Stash that I filmed, and these are the products I've been seriously focusing on up until I lost my shit a little bit and bought some new stuff. So we're not going to talk about that. We are going to go through these products. I'm going to let you know what we're keeping in, what we're taking out, what we're decluttering. Let's just go ahead and get into this Shop My Stash. Okay, so let's start with this product right here. This is the Merit highlighter stick in the shade Kava. I don't think I use this at all. This is just not a product that I would wear on an everyday basis because it's very oily feeling. Ooh, I just kind of stabbed it. Didn't mean to do that. It's just very balmy, and you can kind of see the way it glistens. Very oily feeling. So it's just not a product that I'm going to wear on an everyday basis because I am oily and it won't wear very long. So it's not that I want to get rid of it. I just couldn't wear it during my everyday makeup wear. For a video, it would be fine. And even maybe doing somebody else's makeup, it would be fine. But I think it's time to go ahead and pull that out. I don't necessarily want to declutter it. I think it's a decent product. It's just there's a time and a place for it. Like, it's really pretty. I just couldn't find the time or the place for it this last Shop My Stash. Okay, moving along to something that I know for a fact needs to go, like, in the garbage. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Sublime, is it the Sublime Fetish Concealer? Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer. I've had this for a really long time. You can see all of the discoloration in the tube. The last time I tried it over the last month, it just looked horrible underneath the eyes. That is 100% expired and needs to go in the garbage, so that's getting decluttered. The next item that I need to declutter is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. First and foremost, it's about gone. You can see, like, there's nothing left in this tube. I've been scraping the sides. I really do enjoy this. This is in the shade 1.5 Cool, and it's my skin tone. But it's time. It's time to go because it's, number one, expired and out. Slowly but surely working my way through. Oh boy. The Fit Glow Beauty Concealer. You know, I keep fighting with this and I want to love it. Sometimes I can get it to work if I use a very, very, very tiny amount. And I feel like this is something that'll work if I'm doing like a light, no makeup kind of look. So I'm not going to get rid of it, but I am going to pull it out of rotation because I have tried it over the last month. It was normally when I was going to work, which means I had a full coverage bead on. Maybe not full coverage, but I had heavier makeup on than what I think this is actually meant for. So anyway, I'm pulling that out, not getting rid of it. The Westman Atelier Foundation Stick. I don't think I used this, at all. Not once. This one's a little bit yellow for my skin. I mean, I'm a very cool toned. I'm learning. It only took me 20-some years, but this is very yellowy on me. Regardless, it's a beautiful foundation stick. I just didn't get any use out of it. I'm not getting rid of it, but I'm also not going to keep it in this round because I have a lot of other fun stuff I want to play with, so I'm pulling that back out. Man, the Prada foundation. I keep hearing people rave about this, and I want to know why. I didn't use it this last round, so this is something, and I think I kept it in from the previous round. I need to get some use out of this, so that's actually going to stay in for this time. The Dior Air Flash. I did use this. You can't buy this anymore. It's discontinued, and it's beautiful. It's a little too orange for me. I had mine in the shade 1N. Made me look Vera Oompa Loompa-ish, but it's still pretty. I can make it work. I don't want to get rid of it, even though it's more than likely expired, because you can't buy it anymore. So I'm going to keep it in, or I'm sorry, I'm going to put it back in my makeup collection, but it's coming out of this rotation. The Dior Forever Transfer Proof 24-Hour Foundation. This is really pretty, but it really matters what you put this over top of. So I did get some use out of it. And I do like it. I think when I first started using it, I hated it. And I think it's because I had it over top of my Smashbox mattifying primer, and it just doesn't work over top of that. So I think this has oils in it. I can't remember. Regardless, I do like it. I did get some use out of it. That's getting pulled out of rotation. The Forever Glow Maximizer from Dior. I have mine in the shade Pink. This is a beautiful product. It's a really pretty highlighter, but I don't think I got any use out of this again. And I think this is the second round that I've had it in. So, you know what it is? It's because by the time I get to the highlighter step of my routine, my whole face is laid down, including powder, and I always forget to throw this on. So I'm actually going to keep this in one more round, and I'm going to have to like do something to force myself to remember to put that on before I powder, because I don't think that would look right over top of powder, but I don't know. Hell, maybe it might. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe I need to do that too. So what we'll do is we'll do another video like I did the last time, where I'm doing like a use it or lose it type of situation, and we're gonna use it. The L'Oreal Lumi Le Glow Tint. I still haven't used this. Nope, sure haven't. So I'm actually going to leave that in as well. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer. I have mine in the shade 4. And this is okay so long as you're using a very tiny amount. I don't hate it. I did absolutely get use out of it, so I'm pulling that back out. The Dior Forever Glow Star Filter. This is supposed to be like the Hollywood Flawless filter. Dior duping Charlotte Tilbury. High end with more high end. I have mine in the shade 0. I did use this as a mixer this last month. I mixed it into a couple of different foundations. It's really pretty. I feel like this is something really pretty on skin that has 0 imperfections, 0 pores, 0 fine lines. You could get away with just using this and nothing else. It does have a slight tint to it, obviously, but I think it's time to pull it back out. The Artist Couture Cocoa Bling Diamond Glow Powder. I think I used this once. I honestly can't remember. This isn't the kind of highlighter I'll reach for all the time because it's a loose powder, and I'd prefer a pressed powder when I do my highlighter. So I really don't remember if I used this. And it's also like super blinding. Like, look at that. I don't really go for like the really like that looks like Edward Cullen's skin. I don't really go for the really shimmery highlighters anymore. I'd rather have something that looks luminous and not glittery. And that's probably why I haven't used this, because it's very glittery looking. I think there's a time and a place for this. But I really don't believe I used it. I don't think I did. For that fact, I am going to leave it in. This is going to be, I don't want to say a use it or lose it, because I mean, I can use this for specific things, like in the future, and it's a loose powder, so I'm not really worried about, like, I'm not really worried about expiring. It says 16 months, but I mean, I'm not that concerned about it. So I'm going to leave that in this next round. The She Glam Chromosome Highlighter in Lucid. I did use this. It's really pretty. It's an iridescent pink. And I think it's beautiful. And it was very inexpensive. So I'm going to actually pull that out because, again, I did use it. Oh, boy. That's a party foul, throwing Dior on the floor like that. I'm sorry, Dior. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette in Rose Gold. This is a limited edition palette that no longer is available, so surely not getting rid of it. It's beautiful. I absolutely got some use out of it. So we'll pull that back out. Here we go again with the Tower 28. I think this is majorly expired. These only get 12 months on them, and I guarantee you I've had this for probably like 3 years. It just doesn't smell that great. I went ahead and swatched it on the back of my hand. You can see the texture of it. You can see how it's like oily looking in some areas. It's a little chunky. This is absolutely expired. So as much as I hate to do this, because I, again, didn't even get use out of it in this round still, it's got to go. That needs to get decluttered because that's expired. I'm making some headway, y'all. I'm proud. These Moira blushes, yeah, no, these are for looks, babes. These are not to be put on the cheeks. They are super pigmented, super powdery. Like, I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to kind of go like this. And I'm lightly touching. Look at that. That's not something I want to mess with, okay? They're very, very pigmented. And it's a very, like, flat, matte type of powder. So I think I'm going to just stick these. Like, I think they're beautiful in terms of the imprint and whatnot. That's why I bought them. And the ombre, I thought they were so pretty. So I don't want to get rid of them. I like looking at them. So sue me, okay? They're pretty to look at, not necessarily to use. I mean, look at these powders. Yeah, no. They're going to come out of rotation. I'm not going to get rid of them again because they're beautiful, but yeah, no, I don't want to keep them in. The Merit Cream Blush in Cheeky, really beautiful. It's like a wine shade. It's very balmy. You can see the glow it has to it. Really, really pretty though. I just didn't get any use out of it. Like it reminds me of their highlighter stick. Very glossy and balmy and kind of oily feeling. So I've been a little hesitant to use this. I know I like it because I've used it before. I just, for everyday makeup wear, like when I'm going to work, I usually stick to powders and to blushes that I know won't pick up the foundation. And I can't get that on with one hand. Oh yeah, I can. Look at that. That's talent. But anyway, I am going to pull this back out of rotation. Like I said, I do like it. I just don't want to keep it in this round. All right, moving along to this side. I believe this was a product that I said if I didn't pull it, I was going to declutter it. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin. Yummy Skin. I went ahead and got a swatch and I smoothed it out on the left side of my hand. You can see where it blurred everything. But it also falls in them lines a little bit. I don't like how it starts to settle in my lines. I don't know if you all can really see that. But it kind of makes things look really dry, and it kind of clings to things. You could see it clinging in those tiny little lines in my hand, and it does that on my face too. So this is just not a product that I'm going to use. As much as I hate getting rid of this because I've gotten like zero use out of it, very little anyway. There's no point in me keeping it in my makeup collection if I'm not going to use it, so I'm going to declutter that. I wouldn't say it's expired. Maybe it is. I don't know for sure. But I don't quite want to throw it away, but I am going to declutter it. The Pretty Fresh Powder Foundation from ColourPop. I have mine in the shade Fair too. I forgot how nice this was. I absolutely did use this during this round. You can see where I kind of, put some dent in there. And yeah, I'm going to pull it out because, again, I got use out of it. Don't want to declutter it. That is a very decent, affordable powder foundation. I liked it. I used it to set my face and it worked really well. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder in Vanilla. I got use out of this too. And I don't absolutely hate it. I like it more than what I remembered liking it when I tried it before, if that makes sense. But this round really made me realize it's not terrible. So I'm going to pull that out. Not going to declutter that. These two. I didn't use these. I strictly got these because they were pretty. These are from Winky Lux. They're cream blushes. And they're, like I said, they're pretty. But if I'm not going to use them, and that one's broken. If I'm not going to use them, like, why am I keeping them? And they're starting to dry out. So I think it's time. I think it's time for these to get decluttered. Okay, moving on to the Nakia Joy setting powder. I loved this when I first got it because it is heavy duty, and that was back during a time where I wore cake face all the time. I'm talking heavy coverage, full coverage, setting my face to where, you could just see it. It was heavy, and this powder will lock your face in place all day, but it looks heavy. I like this because it smells nice. It smells like vanilla. This is their velvet finishing powder, but it is just very heavy. So again, there's a time and a place for this. I don't typically wear this like to work anymore. I kind of just deal with it if I get oily. I'll blot a little bit with like a piece of tissue paper or my blotting sheets instead of going in with stuff like this because it just doesn't look great. But again, there's a time and a place for it. So for weddings, for when you're going to be outside in the heat and sweating, that's when that comes in handy. I just didn't need it this round, and I'm not going to keep it in just to keep it in. So the KVD Good Apple Foundation Balm, I have mine in light 12. This was a viral product when it dropped because of how full coverage it is, but we've really steered away from full coverage here in the makeup space, at least like mainstream. We've kind of all gotten on the lighter coverage train, but that is very moussey and wet feeling. I'm just not a big fan of this foundation. It's very, like, look at that. I just don't think that, I just don't want to keep this. And because it's a balm, it gets 12 months and I've absolutely had it longer than that. I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. Like, I don't I don't need to keep it. The Smashbox Photo Finish Vitamin Glow Primer. I think this is more of like a moisturizer. This is not much of a primer. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Oh no, I think that's expired. I don't remember it being that shade of like yellowy orange. Ooh, I don't think we're gonna keep that. Let me see. 24 months. I'm gonna look it up really quickly and see if it's supposed to look like that, but I have a feeling it's not. If I remember correctly, I thought this was like a lighter cream color. Okay, never mind. It's supposed to look like that. And it does dry down. Like, it's not sticky or dewy or anything like that. It's just glowy, and it's like a moisturizer. I kind of like that. I feel like this would be nice to wear underneath something that's a little heavier. I'm going to keep that. It's got a 24-month shelf life, which is a long time. Should I leave it in this rotation? It's actually kind of nice. I'm going to actually leave it in this rotation. I'm going to force myself. We're going to do a chopping block with that one. I use it or lose it. It smells okay too. It makes my skin really soft though. It's not totally absorbed yet. That's why it's kind of glistening like that. I might like that. I don't ever use it. Okay, next up is the Waso primer from Shiseido. I've had this for a long time. I can't tell you the last time I used it. It's a little strange. It's like this pea green color. It super mattifies your face. Not only that, but it makes it a little patchy putting things over top of it. So this just needs to go. Like I said, I've had it a long time. I don't use it. I didn't really care for it using it during this round. And it's expired. So sayonara. Next up is the e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer. I did use this. I used it several times actually. This is the type of product you need to be a little careful with what you put over top of it. It doesn't play nicely with everything. I wouldn't say this is exactly a matte primer. I don't know if this really does much other than mess up the makeup going over top of it. And I'm just being honest. I used the Dior Forever foundation stick over top of this, and it was a disaster. I've used this under other things and it was fine. So it's very situational, but I did get use out of it. It is a newer product to me, so I still need to play with it more, which means I will, but not during this next Shop My Stash. I pulled a couple of cream. Well, these are like serum blushes. I don't really use this type of product that much just because it's, I don't know, I don't really have a good excuse. I mean, I guess I could always squirt some of this out on my little mixing tray and use it that way. But they're a little bit more like glowy products, dewy, if you will. And I don't really go for those types of products because I'm oily. I use a lot of powders. I mean, this is a really beautiful color. This is from Milani. This is their Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush in Rose Romance. Ooh. And even the packaging has changed for this. So they've been around for a little while. This is rather old. I think it's time to let this go. I think I've had it a little past its prime. Oh yeah, it says the shelf life is 6 months on this, and I've probably had this like 4 years, so. Bye-bye, Milani. This is the same situation. This is the Flower Blush Balm in Pinched. And let me see what the expiration looks like on this. Does it even have one? It doesn't even say on it. Yeah, I've had this for quite some time. Probably about as long or longer than the Milani one. And I've barely used any of this. I mean, I'm barely squeezing. Yeah, it's just not the kind of product that I go for. It's really pretty though, like a peachy shade. But this needs to go too. I'm not going to use it. I don't see the point in keeping it in my collection. And I've had it too long, so it's more than likely expired. So we're going to get rid of that one as well. It's making me feel good, you know what I mean? Just making decisions, getting rid of stuff that I'm not using, that's expired. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Mousse Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. I really like this. I love the tone. Very nice. I wouldn't say bronzer for me. This is more of a contour shade. It's very cool toned. Oh yeah, you can see it there. It's almost green leaning. Not necessarily a bronzer, but it smells delicious. Like it smells like chocolate. It blends beautifully. The formula worries me a little bit just because I feel like after maybe another few months, it's not going to be, I feel like the formula is going to be compromised. But I have certainly gotten some use out of it and I will continue to. And I did during this last round, so I'm going to pull that out. The L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. I have mine in 300 soft brown. Light medium. I don't know where I got soft brown from. I just made that shit up. See? Light medium. This is a little bit too warm toned for me. A little too pumpkin pie, if you will. So I'm going to actually take this out of my main bronzer drawer, but I'm going to keep this to have for comparison's sake, like when I do a bronzer video showing you all what different tones look like. I think it's helpful in that regard to film content with, but I'm not going to use it. So there's no sense in me having it in my main, like, makeup collection. I'm just going to keep it in a pile somewhere. I do that sometimes when I'm decluttering. I'll keep it just for filming purposes to say, like, well, I've tried this. This is what I think about this, to be able to compare it to other bronzers with the tone. So again, I'm going to pull, actually, let's just do it over here. I'm going to pull that out. I'm just, you know, in terms of using it on an everyday basis, it is not the right tone for me. So next up is the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in Bright Side. This one's really nice. It's got a very smooth kind of, like, it looks very creamy there, but it dries down to like a matte powder type of finish. I like it. I think the tone is very neutral, and I did get some use out of it, so that can go back into my main collection. The Exa color corrector, I have mine in pink, obviously. I used this during my Use It or Lose It video. I don't remember what I said I was going to do with this. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's a favorite product. I don't think I want to get rid of it, though. I'm going to pull it for now. Oh, boy. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Stick. I think it's in Fawn. Yeah. I believe I bought this at TJ Maxx. I mean, several years ago. And that means that it was probably old by the time it made it there. I'm just speculating. I don't really know. This is a product that still exists today, but Anastasia Beverly Hills did come out with their own contour shades, like, you know, updated packaging and shades. This is very gray leaning. It's a really nice contour shade. I just don't... I'm pretty sure this is expired. Yeah, it smells a little bit of crayon vibes. I think it's finally time. I think it's time to declutter that, so... All right, we're making some headway here. The Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer, I have mine in Butter Biscuit. This is a really beautiful cream bronzer. It's very balmy, if I can get it open. Very balmy, almost oily feeling. I feel like this is probably pretty old too. Very easy to work with because it's not super pigmented. This is something else I think I'm going to pull out of my main collection maybe. Is it ready for that? I don't know if I got any use out of it this round. I can't remember. I'm actually going to put that back in my main collection for now. And we're going to move along. Next up is the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is another one that I'm just not a huge fan of. It just leans very warm on me. And it looks like semi-neutral in the pan, so I don't know why that is. And you can even see, like, I've really tried to enjoy this one, and I just don't. So I'm going to do the same exact thing with this one. By the way, this one is in the shade 200. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, and I'm going to actually, look how neutral it looks next to the L'Oreal one. But it's not. It still leans very warm. I'm going to pull that out as well. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to do the same thing that I'm doing with that one and keep it like in a pile somewhere in case I want to do comparisons at a later date. But it's coming out of my main collection. The Rouge Romance palette from Jaclyn Cosmetics that no longer exists. Really beautiful palette. Definitely got some use out of this. I used it probably every day for a week. So I'm going to pull that back out. That can go back into my collection. The Jouer Duo Bronzer, I don't think this is a thing anymore, but I'm honestly not too sure. The one on the left is definitely too warm. The one on the right I can get away with, but it's still not a favorite. But I'm not going to declutter it. I'm not going to pull it out of my collection. We're going to put that back as well. The Jaclyn Cosmetics Highlighting Palette. This one is their Flash Palette. Beautiful highlighters. I really do enjoy these. They're a baked formula, and they just look wet on the skin. There's no glitter to them. Obviously, you can't get this anymore. This was very short-lived, but I don't want to get rid of it. I do like it, and I'll continue to use them, so that's coming out. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in light to medium. This is old. I'm talking old, old. I think I also got this at TJ Maxx when I bought it. Do I want to get rid of this? Like, it's got some decent shades in here, but I mean, I'm never going to use these three. Like, that's supposed to be a highlighter. It's okay. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff on my fingers. I just don't see myself reaching for this. But this is something that, again, if I was going to do someone else's makeup, it would come in handy. How often am I doing other people's makeup? Not often. So I'm going to pull that out of my main collection, and we'll put it in a box. I don't necessarily need to throw it away. And it's powder. I've barely used it. The REM Beauty bronzer. This is in Solar Storm. They're satin matte bronzers. This looks really deep for my skin tone. I don't even know if I've really used this. I'm actually going to keep that in this rotation. I need to put this on the chopping block. This is going to be on the next Use It or Lose It. Oh boy. The Bobe Beauty Bronze Highlighter. I need to fix this because, as you can see in the packaging, it is in a million pieces. I just haven't taken the time to fix it yet. So I need to do that so I can use it. So I'm actually going to keep that in as well. And that is everything that I pulled during this most recent Shop My Stash. I got rid of quite a few things. All of this is going back in. Those are staying. Those are going, well, these are going to go in the garbage. I don't need to keep those for anything. But these, what do I want to do with this? I don't know. I don't want to sit here and spend a bunch of time trying to make a decision on it. So I'm just going to keep that in the box of decluttered stuff with this. Now I'm ready to pull for the next round. So I'm also going to be picking from some of the newer items I recently got because I grabbed quite a bit. I want to make it a point to use these things during this month. So I'm going to reach in here and pick a few items as well. I recently grabbed this, the Lisa Eldridge Enhancing Tint, and I tried it today. It's really beautiful. It kind of gives this fresh, like glowy, I don't know, it's very, very, very light coverage though, but I really want to get some use out of it. So I'm going to pull that. I'm going to come back to that. I think I'm going to start over here with primers and then we'll move back to that in a minute. So I don't really have as many primers as I used to. I used to have a lot, and now it's kind of, you know, a little bit more curated to the type of stuff that I like, for the most part. But I think it's time I get rid of a few things. So this Pores Be Gone Matte Primer from First Aid Beauty, I feel like this is really old. Oh, it's got a 12-month shelf life, and I know this is way older than that. Yeah, and it's starting to smell funky, so it's time for that to go. To be honest with you, I'm not really a big fan of a lot of primers anymore. There's a select few that I'll use. I like the e.l.f. Power Grip. I like the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. This one is my all-time favorite. If you've been here, you know that. But in terms of pulling one for the Shop My Stash, I've got that Vitamin Glow Primer in from Smashbox. I don't know what else to pull. This used to be very hyped up, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this in the longest time. I don't even know if this exists anymore. Well, never mind. That looks very expired. It's not as creamy as it used to be. It feels weird. So that's actually going to go in the garbage. That feels disgusting. I don't mind the Secure the Blur from One Size. That's actually pretty decent. I don't really know what else to pull. Again, there's not much in here. Let's go for the Pore Refiner Primer from Dr. Brandt. This used to be like a holy grail primer for me, and I'm not the biggest fan anymore, so if I don't like it after this round, that can go in the garbage. I like that I'm finally getting my collection down to the products that I really enjoy. Well, some areas. The primers anyway. Bronzers and blush are out of control, and complexion products in general are out of control, so I need to do some work there. But anyway, is there anything else I want to pull while I'm in here? Why am I keeping this? The MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base. That stinks. That's expired too. I think I'm just going to keep it there. We'll pull the Dr. Brandt one and then the Smashbox Vitamin Glow, and we'll move on. Concealers and odds and ends. You know, I had pulled the Chantecaille Future Skin Tint. Is that what this is called? I'm pretty good. And I don't feel like I gave this a really fair chance. And it's back when I was wearing a lot of very full coverage products. And now that I'm kind of toning that down at least a little bit, this might be something that I can wear, that I can get away with. So I'm going to pull this. And this is also going to be a use it or lose it type of product. If I don't use it, or if I hate it, it's just got to go because it's been in my collection for a while, getting zero use. As much as I hate to do this, I kept this in my last round, but this is very expired. This really just needs to go. So I'm finally decluttering the Hourglass Vanish foundation stick. Mine was in porcelain. I've had this probably for 4 or 5 years, and you shouldn't keep a cream foundation that long because it's disgusting. So I'm going to throw that in the garbage. Something I would like to get some use out of that I think I've worn like once is the Cisa Clearing BB Cream from Purito. So let's pull that. I have 2 shades of the Ultra Creamy. I've got this more like yellow toned. It's 16 neutral, and then I've also got 12 neutral. I'm going to pull 12 neutral. You can see where like it's discolored a little bit. I think this is an older product. So I'm going to pull this, and if I absolutely hate it for this round, I'm just going to declutter it because I feel like I've had this for a while. I think I also want to pull the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer. I don't remember loving this, and I can't tell you the last time I used it, so we'll try that one out as well. What else? Let's pull one more. I'm not really sure why I'm holding on to that, but that can go ahead and go. The Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Concealer. I feel like this is really old. Yeah, this has to be at least 2 or 3 years old. It's got a 12-month shelf life, so let's declutter that. You know what? Let's grab this one. I picked up this concealer during my most recent haul from Sephora. This is the Sarah Creel Face Flex Concealer. I have mine in the shade, if it'll focus, 1.0. Let's pull that as well, just so I get some use out of it. And I'm going to get out of this drawer now. In terms of powders, I always default to the Huda Beauty powder because it's just good and I don't have to fight with it. I know I love it. I've actually been getting use out of this Dior powder, the Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. This is really nice, but it can look a little heavy if you're not careful. I've also been getting use out of the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder, so I'm not going to pull those. I use this on the regular as well, which I'm getting a little nervous because I'm starting to run low, and I've had this forever. But it's such a nice, like, finishing powder, and it's a good powder to tone things down, and that's what I need because I go overboard a lot. I also got use out of this one lately. What have I not used? The Glowish powder. You know what? This is also going to go on the chopping block. Use it or lose it. Let's pull that one. I'm just not a big fan because it's more like a highlighter. I'm going to pull the number 7 powder, the Lift and Illuminate. This one also reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. It's just really smoothing. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it, like a little bit. So let's pull that one. All right, I've got 2 pressed powders. I really need a loose powder. I was also going to pull the J-Cat Beauty, but that one's also pressed. So what am I going to pull for a loose powder? Let's pull the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder. I have mine in translucent. Let's pull that one. So I was looking at the Pretty Vulgar powder. This is one that I really like, or liked. I've had this for a very long time, probably like 4 years. But I did really like it. There's not that much left in here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this just to use it up, and then we're going to be done with that because it's been hanging around for way too long and it just needs to be done with. So let's do that as well. Okay, let's get out of this drawer now. Oh my God, bronzers. So this reminded me, I think I'm going to start selling stuff on Mercari because I have quite a few products that just don't work for me and I've used them literally once or twice. This is one of those products, the MAC Skin Finish Sunstruck Matte Bronzer. I have this one in Matte Light Rosy. It's pretty deep. It says it's rosy, but I don't really get that vibe from it. I don't even think I've swatched this. I didn't, so how do I know I don't like it? Okay, let's pull it. And if I don't like it during this round, I'll try to sell it. I mean, it's not that old. I've only had it for maybe 6 months, so I mean, I still have it in the box. Let's pull that. I'm not going to pull the Pure Matte Bronzers because I use them all the time anyway. There's a lot going on in here. This is very overwhelming. The Magic Fit Creamy Bronzer and Highlighter Duo from Beauty Blender. I have mine in Pearl and Buff. I got this as a promotion from, was it Influencer? I'm pretty sure. And I haven't used it since. It's just very weird. That's the highlighter. It's very putty-like. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. And it's not like it's anything to write home about. And then you've got the bronzer underneath. It's not scented or anything like that. It's not that old of a product, so it still feels pretty creamy. But I don't remember loving this tone. I think it was too warm. But let's go ahead and pull this. That way I can form a complete opinion about it and then get rid of it when it doesn't work, because I feel like that's what's going to happen. All right, what else do I want to pull from here? The Buttermilk bronzer from NYX. It's a very weird tone. I don't necessarily hate it, but it's weird. But let's pull it. And then if I don't like it or I, refuse to use it, I'm just going to declutter that. This is something I pulled not too long ago as well. The Say bronzer. The Sun Melt Natural Creamy Bronzer in light bronze. I'm going to pull this one as well. It's very warm toned, as you can see. So I've got 2 cream bronzers. I've got 2 matte bronzers. What else? Let's pull one more just because I have so many. I'm trying to think of what I haven't used in a really long time. As much as it pains me to do this, given the price point of this product, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. I have mine in one Fair Pale. I've probably used this 3 times since I purchased this. And the reason is, it's a very weird product, okay? The consistency's weird. It's not a great tone. It smells weird. I just had to really warm it up to get it to kind of, I don't know. Like, it's just weird. But I'm going to pull this. And then when I realize that I still don't like it, I'm going to declutter that because it's just chilling in there. And like I said, I've had it for a while. And I don't ever reach for it because I just don't like it that much. Sorry, Charlotte. Is there anything else I want to pull back here? Like, there's a lot going on back here that I've forgotten about. I think that's where I want to leave it for this round. I mean, that's 4 bronzers. 5. Yeah. Let's just stop there. All right. In terms of blushes, first and foremost, I am going to pull this. This is something that I recently picked up. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tint in 41. It's very pretty, though. It's just a true red, and I've been looking for something like that, so I'm going to pull that. I'm also going to pull this Morphe Cream Bronzer because I haven't actually tried this yet. So let's pull that. Is there anything else I want to grab over here? I want to try this too. This is the NYX Buttermelt Blush in the shade Feeling Butter. I haven't actually tried this yet either. Okay, let's switch back to here. Something I haven't used in a long time. What would that be? I can't tell you the last time I used this. The Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in She's So LA. It's a very brown-toned blush, but I remembered really liking it when I bought it. I just can't tell you the last time I used it, so let's pull that. What was the other shade that I had? Do we know her? Probably not. Yeah, I don't like that really light shade. Like, it doesn't really, in my opinion, doesn't really go with the cream shade. It's kind of weird. I'm not going to pull that, though. Oh, these cream blushes from Melt. I'm not going to fool with those today. I did pick up a bunch of these from e.l.f. These cream blushes. They're so pretty. I haven't tried this one. I don't think I've tried that one. So I'm going to pull both of those. What else have I not tried? I don't think I've tried that one. I think these are all the new shades that I grabbed. So we need to try them. They've just been chilling here, being neglected. So I've got a bunch of cream blushes, 2 powder blushes. This Matte Beauty Blush Wand from Charlotte Tilbury, I can't tell you the last time I used that, so let's pull it. And then the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in Peach Gasm, let's pull that. Okay, I need to get the hell out of this drawer because that was a lot. I'm going to pull this new Rare Beauty Matte Bouncy Blush in Worth. Try to get some more use out of that. It looks very brown toned on camera, but in person, it's more of like a terracotta. It's got some red in there. Let's pull that. It's a lot of blushes. My goodness. Oh, and I also need to pull this. The RMS Beauty Bronzer. This one's in Beach Walk Betty because I haven't tried this yet. And I'm really excited too. So let's pull that. And this. This Mineral Sun Glow from N Beauty Project. I want to pull that. I've gotten use out of all of those. Oh, here we go. The IT Cosmetics Do It All Serum Concealer. That needs to get some use. So we'll pull that. I have not tried the NYX Face Glue. So let's pull that. I haven't tried that either, but that's busted in a million pieces, and I'm not fooling with it right now. I've tried those. Moving on to these highlighters. I'm going to pull probably 2. What have I not used in a really long time? I've really been loving the MAC highlighters. They're just so good, and they're easy to use. The Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand in Pillow Talk. I don't know the last time I used that, so let's pull it. I've already got the Artist Couture highlighter in Cocoa Bling still in there. So I don't really want to pull any of these. Do I need to pull a ColourPop Super Shock Cheek? Because I can. Smoke and Whistles. Let's swatch you real quick. Ooh, I forgot how much I liked that one. That one's really pretty. Like, it kind of looks like it's going to have too much pigment, but when you swatch it, it's just really nice. So let's pull that one. Ooh, I forgot I had this little mini size sample. This is also from Artist Couture. It's in the shade Illuminati. It's right there on the left. It is super blinding, but there's no sparkle to it. I really like that. So we're going to pull that too. I swatched a bunch of the Kaleidos highlighters because I really don't use these that much anymore. I've used this one a lot. This one is their Space Age Prophecy, so I'm not going to pull that. But these are a little bit harder to work with. I think I'm going to pull Mars Melter. It's pinky, and it's right there. It's that iridescent pink that you see. Let's pull that one, and let's also pull Solar Sailor. This one has like a yellowy flip to it, and that is right there, that yellow shade. So let's pull that. And then we need to get the hell out of this drawer. This drawer is the palettes, and to be honest with you, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time in here. I don't use the palettes that much anymore. I just have a lot of single stuff. So let's pull this because I honestly couldn't find this. I thought something had happened to it, so I haven't used it in a really long time, and I love this. Not only does it smell like chocolate, but it has some really beautiful shades in here. This is the Natural Face Palette from Too Faced. We'll pull that. I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to pull out of there. This is a lot of samples. Sometimes I'll pull stuff from here just to get use out of it, but I really don't feel like fooling with that tonight. These are all mascaras. I'm going to pull this one out because I obviously haven't used it yet. It's still in the packaging. This one's the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal Mascara, so let's pull that one. That's all I'm going to pull because I cycle through these enough anyway. So this is the bulk of the Shop My Stash. I was thinking about grabbing a couple eyeshadow palettes, but I might pull those a different day. I don't really use eyeshadow palettes like I used to, but I've got a ton of them, so I kind of want to get some use out of them. Okay, so I ran a poll on which eyeshadow palettes you all wanted me to use during this month's Shop My Stash, and I had like 7 to choose from, and these were the 3 that you all voted for the most. And I'll show the poll so you guys can see that this is really what you all wanted to see. The number 1 most chosen palette was the Nightshade from Gourmand Girls. I mean, it's a beautiful palette. It's very colorful. It's got a lot of purples and greens, but again, very beautiful. The second most was the Sultry palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a much older palette. I can't tell you the last time I used it, so I'm excited to dip back into that. And then the Sugar and Grunge palette from Blend Money Cosmetics. I really don't know if I've even used this. Like, I have no idea. I can't remember. So I'm really excited to dip into some eyeshadows. I haven't really been doing eyeshadow looks that much at all, just because I don't have really a lot of time, like when I'm getting ready for work. But I'm going to make time, and I'm going to film some content for you guys. So I just want to say thank you all so much for the ones that helped me out and voted for these. I'm honestly shocked that this was the number 1. Not to say like, I mean, it's beautiful, obviously, but I'm shocked because it's a little more colorful than I thought you all would like go for. So thank you all for the ones that helped me decide, picking up my eyeshadow palettes. I appreciate that. That's going to wrap up this video for my May Shop My Stash. These are the products that I picked. I'm really excited because I have a nice, decent mix of new products, older products, stuff that I just want to get more use out of. So let me know down below what else you'd like to see from me. Thank you again for being here, and I'll catch you all in the next video.